right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the 2 o'clock position on Shattered Temple. We have the one and only Mad Scientist Protoss, ReIGN Kiwikaki. He's our yellow Protoss player. His opponent from Team Complexity, who has taken 2 games in a row to even this up at 3-3. That is Complexity MVP Keen. He is our orange Terran player. And oh my god, we are tied up. There's a best of 3 remaining. Keen looks pretty strong right now, though. There's some pretty darn good players still sitting out there for ReIGN in between Kiwikaki, who we have going now, and Artist and Gix, so we'll see what they do.
Yeah, and Complexity MVP still has a lot of strong players, too. Don't forget Donray could be just waiting in the back to get into the action.
How about this guy called Genius? You guys may have heard of him, too.
Genius would be very good as well.
If you had a 1-2 punch of Donray and Genius, that'd be pretty amazing, actually.
Left punch, right punch, knockout!
Yeah.
Alright, let's see what happens here. ReIGN Kiwikaki on the left, his favorite map, Shattered Temple. He will be sending that scouting probe up to the top side. He will not see anything over there. And it looks like, Terran versus Protoss on this map, classic matchup. What do you think is going to happen, Cats?
I don't know. This is kind of cool. I mean, I feel like I'm casting a game from like 7 or 8 months ago, you know? TVP on Shattered Temple. You were talking about a classic map there. So a few months ago, I would have said it would have been something like a... well, okay, we had the pop... Okay, I'm trying to think.
A few months ago, it was just 1-1 all-in.
Yeah, 8 months ago, we had 1-1-1 all-in. And then we moved to expand builds. And then we moved back into 1-1-1 all-in. And now we're kind of at a situation where Protoss players, I still think on this map, 1 or a 3 Gates entry expand is still extremely strong against Terran players. Robo expands are pretty good as well, so we'll see if that's the case from Kiwikaki, but I think nothing but a simple racks expands into 3 racks with either Ghosts or Medivacs, and Keen is actually going to be able to do pretty well.
I think that's what Keen's going to do. I mean, the 1 racks expand is just the staple for Terran players against Protoss nowadays. They do it almost all the time. And I would expect that to come out for Keen. Kiwikaki, though, is known for his crafty gateway play, especially against Zerg. I think he's going to probably do a little bit of craftiness here against Keen and probably look to be the aggressor against that quick expansion. Does have a pylon buried at the top right. We'll see if that's for anything other than map control or vision, I guess I should say, here in a second. But Keen's going to get in with a pretty good scout here, see exactly what his opponent's up to. Does not see a super early second gas coming out of his opponent. And okay, nothing too out of the ordinary. Indeed, we do have that 1-racks gasless FE out of Keen, and he's probably going to throw himself down. Nice bunker here to be able to watch all of this space, because once again, much like Xel'Naga Fortress, even though this space is very wide and it's not really forge fast expandable, 1 bunker and the 7 range Marines, because they get +1 from the bunker, will be able to watch both sides. I thought for a second there we might see Keen open up with that 3 racks expand too, that a lot of Terran players are now doing. And it worked pretty well against, I think it was Inori, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was on Xel'Naga Fortress, and he did that pretty well. But he's not. He's going to switch it back into a more standard build, 1 racks expand. And Kiwikaki right now just has 1 gateway, so I think he's going to go for the 1 gate expand after core.
Yeah, we'll see when that Nexus comes down, as he already does have a probe sitting there waiting to put that in. Spades is disgusted and leaves the game right away.
Like, man, screw this.
And
see you guys.
I'm out of here.
Play some poker now.
Actually, that's not too far from the truth.
Probably.
I was over at the house as these games were being played, so
I'm sure
I was at the ReIGN house. I didn't watch the games, but I knew that they were being played as we were there, and I believe that it was at that moment that Spades actually came over and started playing poker. So, anyway,
I was gonna go there, but something came up. Next time.
Tisk.
Because you guys love my loose aggressive, give my money away style.
No, you just buy in for like $1 billion at a time.
I just go all in every hand. That's my strategy.
All right, so here we go. It's Kiwikaki. He's effectively containing his opponent a little bit. Look at that Marine on the high ground. Yeah, you're so cool. Unfortunately, like I just said, though, the bunker's watching both sides, and with 4 Marines in there, the DPS output is such that he won't want to sacrifice the vast majority of 1 unit's health yet to just do a run-by.
And it wouldn't surprise me to see Keen throw up a 2nd and 3rd bunker in the next couple of minutes, too. We're seeing so many Terran players nowadays get 3 bunkers to cover that front door because they just don't know when that Protoss is coming.
This is kind of interesting. Usually you see 3 racks into double gas, but we're seeing 4 racks into triple gas out of Keen. This tells me that he's looking for upgrades, and he's not looking to put on any sort of medevac shenanigans or factory right now. He's just going to get a lot of upgrades.
Interesting. And he's pushing out with a lot of Marines now, too. This is a bit of a dicey spot, though, because Kiwikaki can warp in a lot of units with that pylon he's got up there. And he's losing the sentry, though. The sentry goes down. That's huge.
That's no good.
He will not have Guardian Shield to protect these Stalkers, and he's got to fall back.
Yeah, Guardian Shield, protecting 2 damage versus ranged opponents is actually huge.
I agree with you.
It just, in conjunction with +1 armor, it makes Marines virtually do no damage.
And it looks like good micro from Kiwikaki. He kills off all the Marines.
Yes, he does. So he is
Kiwikaki
up
kills
by
off
7
all the Marines.
supply.
He could actually break the front door right now unless Keen gets all of his SCVs off the line to repair right now. This is a very, very big spot for Keen. He's got to repair that bunker. It looks like the Stalkers weakened from the prior battle start to go down.
Yes, and it's going to be hard-pressed to be able to kill off much more here because those Marines do have very, very nice range. And it looks like it's just Stim coming out of Keen at the moment, but he's not really found an outlet for his gas. Yes, Marauders are coming up, but he needs something more.
You know what, though? He's forcing a lot of lost mining time by keeping these Stalkers at the front door. So many SCVs are not mining right now, and Kiwikaki can just probe up and macro his butt off. It looks like he's doing just that as he's catching up and has now surpassed the Terran in economy, forcing the second bunker down as well. Kiwi's doing great this game.
All right, he's up by 3 workers, but of course with that mule out there, Keen does have equal economy to his opponent, as we see. And Kiwikaki is just mining more gas at the moment. Oh, let me take a look here. He sees Robotics Facility.
Okay.
And let's see here. Okay, so Kiwikaki just with those Stalkers. He's only reproduced a few sentries back at home, not too much in the way of a lot of units. And there we finally have the factory coming up for Keen. So it took a little while, but we are there now.
You know, I like how Kiwikaki's leaving his sentries in the back as well. It just shows that he's not committed to any super aggression. He just wants to posture at the front door. And of course, if he brings the sentries to the middle of the field, they could go down pretty quickly, as was evidenced by the very first sentry in this game.
And looks like Kiwikaki's probably going to have to turn back for home here in a bit. He does have his forts coming up at the same time. And a pretty good contingent of Zealots and Sentries back at home. So his economy looks good, his infrastructure looks good, lots of upgrades coming up. Pretty standard Protoss play, though, out of our mad scientist. Nothing too out of the ordinary. And, oh, look at this. Keen actually going over to Medivacs and a Ghost Academy at the same time. Pretty early Ghost Academy when you're investing in those Medivacs at the same time.
But he did get all of his gases down pretty quickly, except the 4th one, so he might just be able to afford all of this, as he's got quite a bit of gas going right now.
Yeah, he does.
And Kiwikaki beginning to break down the backdoor rocks leading to the 3rd, so it looks like we've got a macro game here. Medivacs are starting to come out, but I can't help but feel that maybe Keen now it's time for him to make a push.
Here's our first Ghost. So Ghosts are going to be added in just a second. I feel like he's just going to shark around for a little bit rather than fully commit right now. He'll test the field and let the Ghosts catch up and the Medivacs catch up, and that's really when he'll make his big push.
I agree with you. I think he's going to wait for Ghosts and Medivacs, so his army is a little bit more stronger.
Yeah.
But he certainly has a time round to make something happen because Colossus aren't out yet. You guys can see the support bay finishing in the production tab, and Kiwikaki's trying to get that 3rd, so...
Alright, so Kiwikaki finishing up +1 now in a second. The support base down, just as you mentioned. Thermal Lance is on the way, and he does have a Colossus queued up after this. Oh, man. Putting out that Observer, though. Is that his second Observer? It is. Putting out that second Observer delays that Colossus for a while, and there's the scan. And Keen looks like he may start to move across the map pretty soon. Oh, God, if that Colossus isn't there in time, that could be make or break for Kiwikaki.
Kiwikaki's going to have to use his sentries very, very well here. It looks like Keen's just being a little hesitant, though. And his hesitation here could end up costing him.
Yeah.
I think he had a great window to make an attack happen, but now, with that little hesitation, maybe that window is closed.
All right, so here comes Keen moving out across the map.
Is that a factory floating down there?
Yes, it is. Okay. It'll give him vision. Making it the long way around, but yes, we do have our first Colossus out. And where is it? Is it not really down? Okay, there it is.
Down there.
Oh my God! Oh my God! The first few units are coming out now. This is very, very strong push out of Keen. There's Guardian Shield plus force fields. They don't trap anything, so he wastes a lot of energy on Guardian Shields and force fields. And there's Ghosts. Oh, God.
And Kiwi's going to have to clear up this drop, but not overcommit to it. You guys can see right there, his force is a little bit out of position. Drops the Guardian Shield. He does not have enough units. And the EMP shockwave hits the Protoss ball right between the eyes. And Kiwi's getting surrounded from all angles. This could be it.
Perfect split on those force fields as well to both sides. And Kiwikaki is just losing everything. There it is, GG. And oh, my God, but Keen has just knocked out 3 members of ReIGN in a row.
Keen is tearing it up right now. Well done,